Good morning everybody and welcome to On Safety. Today we're going to have a look at something called zone audits and why zone audits are important and how they can help you as a business drastically reduce the number of accidents you're having. What do I mean by a zone audit then? So effectively you're just going to do an audit or a review of a specific zone within your facility. Okay, so the reason we call them zone audits is, say you have just general manufacturing facility. You might have offices, engineering and production, let's say. Well, what we mean by zone audits is we'd split that facility down into those three zones. So you'd have the offices, engineering and production. And what we do, just on a rotation, maybe 1 week you'll do a zone audit of the office areas, 1 week you'll do a zone audit of maintenance, and 1 week you'll do a zone audit of the production hall. And by splitting a business down into those zones, it just enables you to really dial down and dial in to what you're looking for. So obviously you're not looking at the business as a whole. It's going to allow you that time to look at that particular zone in more depth. They're really good tool. What I would say is try and get people from different departments zone auditing departments that are outside of their own. And the reason I say that is you're more likely to pick up what we're looking for, which is those unsafe conditions. And the reason for that is if you work in an environment and something's been deficient for a long time, it can be seen as no longer deficient. That's just the way it is. Whereas if you've got third-party eyes coming in, they'll spot it straight away, highlight it as deficient. That'll give you an action against it, and then you can put that right. The reason zone audits are so good is because it's effectively a safety walk round of an area. You'll be looking at all different things, a walkway's clear, emergency exit's clear, fire equipment, is that blocked? Is machinery in a good state of repair? Have we got leaks? Is electrical wiring in a good state of repair? This is what I mean. You can really dial in and get an in-depth review of a department. And you want to be looking at everything from racking. Has it got racking labels on? Are racks bolted into the floor? All that type of good stuff. Anything that is deficient will get highlighted. So you highlight the deficiency. If it's something easy, like racking needs bolting to the floor, we can just get engineering, go get that done. If, however, it's things like walkways being blocked, or fire equipment being blocked, or, stored goods next to electrical boxes, that type of thing. What we can do is, by doing these zone audits on a regular basis, we can build a picture up. We can use that picture to trend analyse if something keeps happening in a particular area, and then that's going to allow us to do a root cause analysis on it. 5 whys, fishbone diagram, whichever root cause tool you'd like to use, and that's really going to get to the root cause of the problem. Why do we keep blocking walkways? Why do we keep storing goods in front of exits, etc. Is it because we haven't got a procedure? Is it because we just haven't got a place where stored goods should go? And by identifying those root causes for those trends that have been identified through your zone audits, you're going to be able to put in really good control measures to stop that reoccurrence. Now, you're stopping that reoccurrence at the unsafe condition phase, which comes before near misses. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have heard of Bird's diagram, but effectively Bird's diagram says that for every 600 near misses that there are, which are accidents with no injury or damage, there are 30 incidents of damage or accidents. 10 of those 30 will be major injuries, and 1 of those 10 will be serious or debilitating injury. Now, obviously, using that bird's diagram, we're going to be hitting these issues before we even get to the 600 near misses. So if we identify those unsafe conditions and rectify them at source, we're not going to get those 600 near misses, which means ultimately a reduction in damage and injuries reduces, minor injuries reduces, and hopefully we'll never see that serious or debilitating injury. So let's try and get beyond the sort of near miss stage. Let's try and hit things when we start seeing these unsafe acts and conditions. Generally it'll get raised, put right. What happens is, and what I see on a regular basis, it'll be put right one day and then it'll be back to the same the next day because we haven't hit the near misses. We haven't hit the root cause. So let's make sure we do our zone audits, get an external person to audit a department that isn't theirs, okay? Use your shop floor personnel, your safety teams, your safety committee members. Use different people to do these zone audits as well. Don't always use the same people. It's a fresh pair of eyes all the time. If you exchange it round and get people from the shop floor to do it, it gives them an understanding of what we're looking for. It gives them a better understanding of, do you know what, actually, yeah, that's an unsafe condition. And then when they start seeing those unsafe conditions in their own departments, they'll start raising them, putting them right, putting good control measures bred from root cause analysis into their own areas, which will further, hopefully, reduce the number of near misses, accidents, minor and serious accidents and incidents on your site. So that was a little bit about zone audits. They are a super useful tool if they're used properly. It shouldn't just be a tick box exercise, okay? And you want to be looking at everything. It's an in-depth review of a specific department. If you're asking your employees to do it, make sure you give them the time during the working day to do it, okay? Because whatever time is lost where they'll be doing something else, you're going to gain that time in not having to investigate accidents and injuries, etc. I hope you found this video useful and interesting. If you're unsure what bird's diagram is, or if I haven't explained it very well, if you just whack it into Google, there's loads of different styles of bird's diagram, but effectively it all says the main thing. All says the same thing. So yeah, get out, do your zone audits, audit different departments, where you find trends, okay, root cause analyse those trends, put proper control measures in place for the root causes, not the immediate causes. Root causes generally are management failures, so we haven't got a procedure, we haven't got a place to store stuff. We're not checking it as part of our pre-shift checks, for example, okay. All of those things are examples of root causes. So think about why something's happening all the time and let's put it right. But until next time, folks, remember, stay safe by choice and not by chance. Bye for now.